There's never been a better time than now to stop what you're doing and tune in to Straight Up, TAB Radio's weekly podcast that will guide you through the difficult journey that is the punt. Whether it be racing or sport, the Straight Up team has your back. Now, from the studios of TAB Radio, welcome to Straight Up.
Good to have the audience back in. And a very good afternoon to you, McGinnity.
Hi, Bart. Hello, Ross.
Hello, Brad.
The old team's back.
It's just a little bit awkward. I mean, Rusty hasn't left. He's still sitting here. He's a bit hard done by, and I've had to play lapsies with him. And to be perfectly honest, it's just not the A1 position for my comfortability.
You have these oversights, but we've traced it back. It was his fault. He's not getting paid for it. My goodness me, no.
First time for everything.
Well, we're back at Belmont, boys, and we'll be able to talk to Brock Nealing about this after 4 o'clock and go, what a big deep, and go through the whole process from go to woe with him. But he's talking today, sounds very confident that all should be good there on Saturday.
Terrific. Great news. Going to be great to have it back for not just the racing, but the industry participants as well. And I'm really excited. That's pretty much the best way I can put it, Bradley.
Yeah, looking forward to having one at the bar there. Back into Royal Belmont. Punt away. Winter racing at its finest. It's going to be and great fields too. Very, very.
Some good fields.
Very excited to talk about a few of these races, and looking forward to getting into it.
So at the moment we're on a heavy 8. They only captured 27 mil of rain in the Belmont Park.
It's a good effort.
I got about 40 mil walking to the car.
Yeah, if 100 mil hasn't fallen in the last 24 hours around the place.
It was still bucketing down when I woke up this morning.
Well, the old
at 9 a.m?
No.
I thought it had passed by then.
It's about 11 a.m, but...
Yeah, no, we had plenty of rain throughout the night, I can tell you that. So anyway, that is what it is, and the rail is at the 4 metre for the entire position. So we'll talk about all of that with Brock a little later on. Terrific meeting. First event is due to go at 12:56. What did you think of the features, Riles?
A very intriguing race to dissect and discuss, Marty, and there is only one of them. On
the Belmont Classic.
The Belmont Classic over the staying journey for the 3-year-olds, where the boys meet the girls. And intriguing to see Bradley's thoughts on this race as well. And I guess the wider community who is also tuned in, let us know which form line that you are with in that Belmont Classic on Saturday, 0427 789 571. We're here today for the Mundaring Hotel, Marty, the heart of the hills. So.
Yes, nestled in the heart of the hills. So if you want to do a bit of nestling, head up there.
Good
and also don't forget the Dianella TAB, John and Rowett. Have you noticed in that advertisement that Richie Bell voiced, he really hits Rowett really hard? And
God, he was good with you blokes on Sunday morning.
And I've got big news from the Dianella, is that no one got the quaddie last week.
Carryover. Carryover.
It was a quaddie that was
that last race got everyone.
With scratchings. There
was
were
it the
plenty
last?
of scratchings.
What was the...
Little Silver?
Yeah, Little Silver tricked everyone. Or most punters. So, we're going to give... Two 100s. We've got two 100s to give away for the Dianella. The
Jackpot.
boys are very happy to jackpot it up. So it's not 200, but it'll be two 100s. Give more people to go into the TAB and collect.
A little bit slow on the uptake, our listeners, this afternoon. We have had a couple through, but not many. Glenn from Fremantle, his quaddie was hurt by scratchings last week. He's very happy to be back at Belmont Park. But he said, Marty, he's also very sad to hear the news about Warren Ralph. I remember a few vigorous arguments about who was the better full forward from WA playing in the VFL in the mid-'80s, Ralph or Beasley. Both were beautiful kicks, and that's something I've always noted in conversations about Warren Ralph, even before the sad news that broke, Marty, was that a lot of people in my time at Claremont who I spoke to about him just said he was the most beautiful kick of the footy you will ever see.
He was a very classy footballer. Straight kick, took big marks, socks up, tight shorts, and always looked impeccable when he took the field. And Simon Beasley was similar as well, you know, a very good kick. Simon was more a fast leading. He could take a high mark as well, but I think aerialistically it'd be Warren would take a better mark. Kicking for goal, there'd be not a lot between them. Not a lot between them. So
spent some time over at Glenelg in South Australia as well.
Yep.
Warren did. I think that was after his time he spent at Carlton.
Actually, he came and worked for us when we were at the Ascot Inn as he came in a marketing role when I was at the Ascot Inn. It would have been the early 90s. He was terrific to work for. Knew a lot of people networking. He brought so many people into the hotel.
Good speaker as well.
Yeah, no, sharp operator. Bit like you, McGinnity.
Were you the topless entertainment at the Ascot?
No, I wasn't.
They didn't have the finances for that.
Yeah, none of that business.
You look good in a pair of tassels.
Thank you very much. Not bad on the drums, is he, McGinnity? Big crowd in the studio audience, and he's just showing him how to knock a bit of canvas around.
He'd be able to afford a new drum set after today's day for the punters at Northern.
Oh, they're cleaning up. Let's get into it.
Cleaning up.
First meeting back at Belmont Park, and the punters are excited. So just before we get into it, reminder, Mundaring voucher winner from last week was...
No one.
No, the Mundaring was a winner.
Best texter.
Tyson. Tyson was our winner.
Probably sending in a text clipping me about something. It's generally the winner the last few weeks has been.
It was a good text. I can't remember.
You looked good last week on air, actually. You were wearing a good setup.
Yeah, Glennie Max texted in and said, can you ask Riley if he will be wearing his Japanese kamikaze pilot glasses tomorrow? Well, I can confirm, Glennie, that I will be wearing them, because if I don't, Marty, I can't see.
See, when this first... When it first came to light, I was taken aback a bit because I was looking at you. You'd already worn them in here to the show, right? And I commented on them. I said, they're looking good.
Yes, you did.
A bit of Albanese about them. Obviously, they're not cheap. They'd be about a $2,500 pair, I'd say. And then when to the camera, I looked up there and I had to do a double take. And the next minute, the text line
lit up
over. And I said, well, you could be right on this. I can't defend the indefensible.
People don't like change, Marty.
No, mate, it's hard. I know.
People don't like change. I understand it. I understand it fully. So.
Tell you what, you're developing a good thick skin. This is good for your development.
Oh, yeah, you need to stick fat in these situations. It'd look a bit funny if I just stopped wearing them now, wouldn't it?
No, exactly. All right, race number 1, the Tab Touch. Have you got the touch plate? Excited to see King of Light go around again. We go to 1,400 metres. The race is due to start at 12:56. You know who's on course for a couple of races tomorrow? Tom Wood.
The Peng?
No. Tom Wood from the Hong Kong Jockey Club.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Commentator Tom.
That's him. Yeah, we got him on course with Melpy. Ian Melpass is back in town as well, the handicapper.
Wow.
So the boys will be there for a couple, then they're going over the road to the footy. So if you want any autographs, queue up. I'm sure they'll be signing them. King of Light, here we go. 180, and they said, hang on, Christmas has come early. We're going again at $1.60. Bozalad, 9 out to 14, back chatting 51, Spectre 34, number 4 Radiant Light, $4.80, $6.550, Angels Point 91, Fat Chaps 26, Vatican Storm 17, Beyond the Limits 41, Pony Up 15, Media Club is $9 and Binky's War 21.
Punters, Mart, are saying that King of Light will be winning and Pony Up will be running a drum. So local Pro Keen 2,000 at the 175. Another local Sharpie Keen 1,500 at the 165. We've got 1,000 at the 165 or King of Light. Pony Up, ESP money, 400 places at the 350, 400 places at the 340. A little bit of each way snipping, Media Club there and Vatican Storm, but Yeah, as I said earlier, King of Light, they think that'll be winning, and Pony Up, they're thinking that'll be running top 3.
So what do you think, Riles? Mats.com sort of had Media Club and Pony Up.
Gee, has there been some feedback about the merch too?
Oh, yeah, good,
they're
eh?
queuing up for the merch.
If I'd known you were coming in today, I would have bought the cap.
Next time.
Yeah. Fortnight.
We'll sort that out
Yep.
for sure. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on some, though. I had to bustle my way through to actually get into the studio today. The line's that long.
The Speedos are in production too. The Mark's Map Speedos.
The budgies.
It's a bit like Gerard Whateley trying to get into Marvel Colonial back 25 years ago because you didn't have your security pass.
Didn't have the accreditation.
You weren't rostered on.
Not today, mate.
Right. Does it win this horse, City of Light?
Yeah, well, it's hard to tip against him, really.
Jeez, he was good.
Won like a proper late season 2-year-old on debut, settled last, tracked up on the back of Aberdeen Flyer and went straight past him, got home in the quickest last 400, 200 metre sections of the entire meeting, and there was over 3 lengths back.
Sorry, what were they? Sectionals?
Quickest last 2 of the entire meeting on debut, 3 lengths back to the third horse as well. I don't think there's any stars in this. I think he's more than capable of sitting back and zapping them once again up to 1,400 metres, Marty, and could be a very nice horse in the making off what we saw on debut.
So what about from the trials, McGinnity? Is there any unexposed form there with this beyond the limits? Is there anything to see? It's had about 4 cracks at it, hasn't it?
I think the upside horses like Radiant Light, screaming for 1,400, looks a really nice horse. I think it's actually quite progressive.
Clear danger.
Might be a real Guineas type. Also, I think worth noting that Vatican Storm was quite stiff, wasn't it, Rolls?
Very stiff.
Last start.
Won't have that same issue here, you wouldn't think.
Half to the city?
Yeah. And so it all comes down. I think if King of Light had maybe barrier 3, it's probably $1.40.
Shorter, maybe.
It's just that slight. And you're the map man, Mark.
Well, he just goes back and keeps him out of trouble and comes to the run, doesn't he? Like he did in his debut win.
Correct.
That's how he won, didn't he?
Yeah.
Am I forgetting?
Yep. No,
getting mixed up.
I do think there are some nice enough late season 2-year-olds here.
All right, can I just ask you one thing? If Aberdeen Fly was in this race and City of Light wasn't, would it be odds on?
It would
probably
be close enough.
Yeah, probably. Yep. I do think Radiant Light's quite a nice animal, and the one case I can probably make is that if it somehow manages to slip 4 lengths clear of King of Light, the top of the straight will be very hard to run down. It's a huge if. There's some chance King of Light might sneak forward. They might have a look at the speed map and go, there's not a heap of speed in this race. We'll go to the breeze and take luck out of the equation.
Not a betting proposition at the price, but do think he will be winning. And Radiant Light, very nice animal, echoing Brad's sentiments, clear danger.
Okay, let's go to race number 2. We'll be chatting to Brock Nealing in about 10 minutes. The MCA Polytrack Handicap. This is over the 1,400 metres and time to go at 1:36. The suggestion from Tony Favazzo from out there at Perth Racing is if you can take public transport in, because he said it's going to be crazy with the Western Derby across the road. Well, I think it gets underway, 2:15 or something like that?
That'll be a good game.
Should be a ripper. This little, lucky it's a Fremantle Dockers home game. Could have been tested the other way. Surely you blokes are going to run out of patience soon. Anyway, good luck if you keep rolling up. 1 Cold Shizzle, 16 to 31. 2 Hell I Am, 650 to 850 back to 8. 3 Cool Memory, 7 to 9. 4 Savage 1, 15 to 13. 5 Sunny Honey, 460 to 390. 6 Above the Peg is Spectre 17. Emerald Trader round 23. How's Yours is 81. Success Play 41. And Supernatural into $2.
Isn't it good to have Kern back at the races?
He's good, isn't he?
If you're not just happy to be back at Belmont, at least you're happy to go to Belmont and see Kern. I'm up and
the
about.
people's horse.
Oh, Kern. Supernatural, local pro keen there with 1,800 at the 220. Another 1,000 there at the 205. And a bit of snipping Sunny Honey, but Supernatural, these first 2 faves might be in a bit of multi-action, I reckon, Mart.
Bit of pace in this Rolls, isn't there?
There is.
Yeah, a bit of Cool Memory. Savage 1. Sunny Honey kicks up. What else? Who else we have there?
Success Play could roll forward.
Yeah.
Kerman Rock.
Kerman.
Don't know if he'll have the speed
14, yeah.
early to go with them at 1,400 metres, but you never know. Certainly adds another element of interest to the speed in this race. Anyway, I think the market's got this one pretty bang on at the moment, Marty, with the two horses that are hard in that market with Supernatural and Sunny Honey. They're the only runners that were near single figures for me in this race. Do you think even money, I'm not going to say it's the right price, but I can see why she's as short as she is, Supernatural. She's thrashed them in 66-plus company last start, and while this certainly has a bit more depth than the field she put away, I just love a horse like this. Cracking turn of acceleration, in form, pike on, good barrier, and she gets in on the minimum as well. I think it's a perfect formula and setup for her. Once again, I expect that she'll measure up, stepping up in grade into this company, given all those factors that we have touched on, and I think she'll prove very hard to hold out late. And I thought the only way she would be getting beat in this race was if she did encounter perhaps a little bit of traffic or some issues getting clear, and Sunny Honey did have that buffer on her leading into the straight, and she was unable to get clear in time to gun him down. But I think Supernatural looks very hard to beat once again and looks one of the better bets on the program, despite being pretty short at the even money.
No massive opinion here. I might get stuck into a horse like Hell I Am if it continues to drift a bit later on each way. Hell I Am, I think it's building to something quite nice, and it looks a reasonably good setup for it. So it's one I can make a case for.
Okay, but you like Supernatural, I do as well. I think there's enough. Not saying it's going to be breakneck tempo, but there's enough tempo in it for it to be able to make ground from midfield or worst. Hopefully get out of trouble. That's why you got the good guy on.
Agree.
Race number 3, the Morley Growers Market Handicap over the 1,200 metres. Tell me to quiet down a bit if I'm starting to sound like I know what I'm talking about, because I'm starting to alarm myself.
You do though, Mark. So
Race 3. Smoke and mirrors, mate. Don't worry about that. Over the 1,200 metres. How's the text line going?
We know you're a big fan of mirrors.
They're all broken in my place. How's the text line going for the Mundaring?
it's going well. Benny from Bunbury's text in saying he's nominated me as Tom Walker's replacement. Well, I've fired in my application, Benny, and I'm waiting to hear from the powers that be.
Is that out in the public now?
Yes, it is.
When's he finish?
Well, it was on the text line all over the place this morning, so I'm assuming it was.
Today?
Yes.
I thought it was next Thursday. I was going to come in, make a cameo.
Penning has also sent in his application.
And also, yes, the Japanese kamikaze pilot glasses, we've addressed that. Greg L says, you're feeling somewhat flat, and also the spare wheel today, Riley. What a combination.
Geez, they're coming for you.
They are. Potsy, though.
Yeah, Potsy's a good man.
text in. He says he's going to miss seeing me 4 times a week now that we're back at Belmont Park and we aren't racing at Bunbury every second day. I think Potsy's pretty relieved about that as well, Brad. You get that impression?
Geez, there's a lot of complaints about people having to drive down the highway.
Lionel from York hasn't received his Friday Retrovision trotting voucher yet.
Lionel from York.
Wrong podcast, mate.
Snooze. Which one?
Well, it might be the wrong podcast.
Yeah, I'd say the wrong podcast.
We'll get onto the trotting boys.
Yeah, Lionel from York hasn't won a snooze.
And we've got a few more quaddies coming through.
Get your quaddies in. Now put on it the, what have they got to put on it? The Dianella Tab Quaddie. Makes it easiest for us to find it. Yep,
it is. Boys, I'm predicting Reuben Ginbey will be caught short this weekend as he'll line up on either Tracy, Amos or Voss. But well as we know, Ginbey has form for being caught short.
That's a good one. Who's that?
Rick from Rossmoyne. Let's hope he doesn't do what he did in his Xmas holidays. There you go.
It's
not bad.
In form, big, strong forward line at the moment, isn't the Dockers? Eh?
And
Patrick Voss. Strutting around.
Oh, there's a bit of mart about that, isn't there?
Well, we had him for 2 years and wouldn't give him a game. So
he actually won your VFL Best and Fairest.
Yeah,
You listed him.
No, it's funny how everyone else knew, but No one at the club knew.
Gary from Thornley worked with Warren Ralph at the Bank of New South Wales in 1979 to 1981. Many fond memories of working at the Royal Show branch, where we were there to get the farmers full of booze, and that's what we did. The only bloke I know who locked his keys in the car with the car running. Bloody nice bloke.
That's a good effort. Who's that, Gary from Thornley?
Bloody nice bloke, gone too soon, Gary from Thornley.
G'day, Gaz. Great man.
Well done, Gaz. And Richard from Kalgoorlie says, never betting on the thoroughbreds at Northam ever again. Bookie's dream today.
Yeah, it's been a tough day, but it might be ready to turn. You never know. So Belmont Park Race 3, let's get this done and dusted. We'll catch up with Brock. Amaroo Star has been $8. God's Gate, 10, 11, 9.50. Lucky I Am is $3.90 to 5. Main Act, 15. Yorga Pride, $3.83. Good move there. Real Deluxe, 15. Battle Commander, 41. Snow God, $3.60. Alma Mater is a 61. Lipstick Jungle, 51. And Think Like a Winner, 71.
Yorga. 800 at the 370, 500 at the 360, 2,500 at the $3. They're keen. Amaroo Star, 500 at the $8. Would you like some more, sir? God's Gate. Each way, sharp money there at the double figures. Snow God, ESP is pretty keen. They're chipping away Snow God. That's one that I think we'll continue to trim up as we get closer to race time because it's the right money. And that is about it, Ross. Mark's maps.
Oh, plenty of speed here. Here. You've got Lucky I Am. You've got Real Deluxe. They're inside of God's Gate. It'll have to come over. There's one with God's Gate that can come over with it too, isn't there?
Not sure about God's Gate being ridden for speed. No, especially given the manner of the win last start and Neville's post-race comments.
What did he say? Because the AI doesn't pick that up. So.
No.
AI can't find Neville's comments.
The AI needs to aim up a little bit in that regard, Mark. But he did say...
Particularly after it worked so well on Tuesday and we're all on it.
He did say he thinks we are going to see the best of this horse ridden a bit more neutrally moving forward with a bit of cover, which is how it won last start.
One I've got to ask you is, why don't you get a jacket like that?
Like what?
With the furry collar this guy up here's got on. Produce one of them for the camera.
Drewy Jones.
Yeah.
Gee, there's a bit going on there.
That'll get you. That'll get a few texts going.
I think that's a bit past even my level of fashion.
That's actually Meerkat.
All right.
Meerkat first.
Straight note. KM's walked in the studios. He's about to crack the whip, the big man. All right. Let's get our selections here before we catch up with Brock.
Good race for the 3-year-olds. One where I lacked any real conviction, Mart. At as she does continue to drift in the market, Lucky I Am going to find the top. I thought they'd opt out of that early speed battle, Brad, with Real Deluxe, given she has to be a massive concern at seeing out 1,200 metres. So I thought Lucky I Am would find the front, really roll them along. I thought Chanel did a great job last start in terms of how she rode the horse. So clearly she gets along well with her, and I expect the instructions will be very similar. She got along 4 lengths above benchmark to the 600 metres, asked a few questions of them early and got them chasing. I anticipate that she'll do something pretty similar here. This is a race that certainly has a little bit more depth to it, but she is going to find the front, and at the $5.50 as she gets out in the market, that could certainly appeal to a fair few, given you know what you are going to get. I didn't think there was any obvious breeze horse, but a number of horses that could push forward to really look for positions and hold spots over the speed, Brad, which could inject a lot of pressure into this race, which could set up for a horse like a Yorga Pride, Pike off a good trial, back at the races to just sit off the speed and blouse them late. I could certainly see a scenario where that happens, but not at the price for mine. I do think she's under the odds a little bit now at that sub $3 range. I've got big respect for God's Gate, and that win last start has had his runs spaced as well. It's been a pretty good little form-producing race, Brad, as well, that last start win by God's Gate. And Snow God, interesting horse. The placement is interesting for mine as well. Quick backup off a first-up run on a heavy track at the 1,000, straight to 1,200, which is new territory for him, and thought it was a bit stiff that Joey got the sack straight away. I didn't think there was a lot he did wrong from that barrier that he drew first up after the horse was a bit awkwardly away at the start. He's a horse that's certainly got untapped potential, Snow God, but I'm against him here off that questionable setup. But I do think he's a very nice horse.
Yeah, okay. Let's take a break, catch up with Head of Racing at Perth Racing and Brock Nealing, who's online at the moment. G'day, Brock.
Good afternoon, boys. How are you?
Yeah, we're going well. Riley Morgan's with me. Everything in order for the return to racing at Belmont Park on Saturday?
It is, and thank God it's a nice sunny day for us today. As you probably saw, we've put up a heavy 8 today, just really heavy rain last night. Track's put up okay, though. The area in question is handled it well, including that area, and we're looking forward to Saturday.
What has the feedback been from industry participants, particularly jockeys, Brock, regarding that section of the track where they had gallops and trials on the course proper on Monday? And I guess maybe give us a bit of an insight into the process of ticking every box for racing to return there over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I guess from our point of view, it's really finding that consistency in the going and making sure we've got that under control. And we're using moisture probes and going sticks and all that sort of thing. And obviously the visual's really important as well. So keeping that consistency in the track, it's this time of year, it's a challenge to do a job like this with the limited growth that you get with such colder conditions through this winter period, and the Kikuyu being a warm season grass. But we're pleased that all our side has come in well. And then obviously the most important one was to start putting those gallops over it. So we've had 2 separate gallop mornings where we've put 12 odd horses across it. The track come through really well, and the feedback was really positive from all the senior jocks. And then we obviously stepped into Monday, and we put it under that ultimate test, putting the young horses over it. The feedback's been very consistent from the stewards to the trainers and the jockeys that we're in a good place. We're pleased that into Monday we had that 25 mil of rain, 26 mil of rain Sunday, and the track was able to hold up and handle those trials and get the tick of approval. So, again, we had 27 mil last night. The track's, wet and you don't lose a lot of moisture at this time of year, but we're pleased that sun's out today, sun's out tomorrow, and it's looking like a decent forecast for Saturday as well.
So, Brock, the question I'd ask you, after the horses go over the track through that trial process, was there completely no adverse reaction from any of the horses galloping over that area? And then 2, how did that area pull up after the horses have gone over it?
Yeah, the area pulled up really well, and if anything, there was probably less marking in that area than the rest of the track. And it was a real focus, particularly those trials that, we really focused on how the horses handled it, how it sounded when they were going across it. We had a lot of senior trainers standing right on that outside rail, watching their horses, listening for how they went over it. We also had some extra footage taken out of that trial meeting that we were able to review and have the stewards and the Jockeys Association really look at closely to make sure all the horses handled it well. And we're pleased that every box has been ticked going into Saturday.
Brock, as you made mention, the track currently rated as a heavy 8, given the rain that it has had to absorb over the last 24 to 48 hours. What do you envision the track to be come Saturday, given it does get a couple more days or at least another full day to dry out, and there isn't there isn't much rain at all, if any, forecast between now and race day?
Yeah, a lot of both are very cold days, so we expect some decent dews to keep that moisture on the track. The wind has helped. We were expecting some southerly breezes that will take a little bit away. So, I'd hope to see at least, we'll definitely step into that soft range. We do try and hope for a rating a day of improvement when you're not getting any rainfall this time of year. So, I think if we could, we probably won't be expecting much more than a 6, but I think around that mark could be about what we'd expect to get to on Saturday.
And Brock, what about the team locally, your team and the consultants that have come in? You must have been very pleased with the results from them so far.
Yeah, a huge amount of work's gone into it, and we're very pleased with and grateful for the work that particularly Evergreen Turf have done from Victoria. When they got the call on, I think it was a Thursday, by Saturday morning, they had a semi loaded up full of equipment, and they were here on Monday getting into it. So from every angle, we have had the best people in the country assessing the track to diagnose what the issue was, and then we had the best guys fixing it. So everything's gone as to plan, and we're very pleased with where it's at, and it puts us in a good place for Saturday and to finish off the season well at Belmont.
Hey, Brock, in terms of a return to full normalcy, not exactly the case at the moment, given we won't have those midweek meetings at Belmont Park for the time being. When does racing return to the scheduled Wednesday, Saturday meetings at Belmont, or when would you ideally like to see racing return to that normal fixturing?
Yeah, I think we're just conscious of the workload that we're going to put on that section of the track. Obviously, you can't really protect it as much as, like, for instance, the corner with the rail moves. So when they spread across the straight, you're taking up probably 8 to 10 metres of the track, where the corner you take up 3 or 4. So we've got this Wednesday. We have the following Wednesday. That was already a program meeting for Pinjarra. So it's virtually fortnightly midweeks until about the 27th of August. And then we suspect, all things going well, you're pushing the back end of the season anyway. We'll make another assessment, but we expect to, from the 27th onwards, we expect to take most of the midweeks, all our scheduled midweeks after that.
Hey, Brock, they're yet to start loading here at Northern. One last one before we let you go. The rail placement of 4 metres. Tell us about that on Saturday.
Yeah, it's mainly just picking up our rail schedule. We've had, like I said, we've had 20-odd horses gallop. We had 3 heats of trials, so there was just that little bit of marking on the fence. We were just covering that marking. The rest of the track hasn't got a hoof mark in it, as you'd expect for the time we've had off. So we'll go to our 4 metre position. We'll have our gradual rail moves for the Saturdays out to about 12 metres for our Saturday meetings, and then we'll use the wider pads for the midweeks going forward.
Well done. I'll give you a call on Saturday morning during Tab Race Day just to have a final catch-up if you don't mind. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Brock.
Straight Up today. All the best.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Today's Saturday Metro Quaddie for the Dianella TAB. Text through your quaddie selections on 0427 789 571. Include the tag Straight Up Quaddie and you could win a $100 betting voucher at the Dianella TAB.
Daily struggle. She tells him, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love.
Well, I've got to say, I don't know, is it just me? I get really excited when I hear Richie Bell voice that Dianella Straight Up Quaddie. There's the tagline, Straight Up Quaddie. Put that on our text in on 0427 789 571.
You would have had a few things to clip up from Richie's Sunday morning performance, I reckon, Mark.
That's right. It was... Why haven't we clipped that one up?
Something about holding the knob.
I think he doubled down on it, didn't he?
He did. That was the funniest part.
Oh, he's a rip. He'd be listening in, the great man. I think he was on a winner yesterday. Break the taboo at the good odds over there in Adelaide. Murray Bridge, race 4. I think he got the money.
Spencer, man.
Belmont Classics, race number 4. It's over the 2,200 metres at 3 o'clock. It's got me a bit, this race. I like it. Arcadia Park is $2.45. Lano's out to $10. Aces to win 51. Boys Light Up is 51. Royal Trooper 31. Fancy Red $2.60 into $2.10. Kimberley Rose 12 into $9.50. And Lillian is $15.
Yeah, punters have flipped the script, Mart. Fancy Red, big money, and into favourite. 1,700 at the 225, 1,600 at the 220, 1,000 at the 225, 1,000 at the 220, even 1,000 at the 205. There were some earlier bets at the maximum price there of 260 as well, but nothing as big as those. This is more markets merging, and then the
M&Ms.
real money's come after the price has been knocked off, which is
Double M's.
always outstanding. Arcadia Park, 500 at the 235. Well, champions. That was some good news for you. You can get more on. ESP, money each way, Kimberley Rose.
Yes. So I think Tash will come over, won't you, from 8 and want to lead on Leno.
Yep.
Arcadia Park, I want to kick up from 1 and be handy.
It's box C.
Similar to last start. And what does Lillian do? Lillian Gish from 2 wants to be there as well, doesn't she?
One I am interested in going forward, Aces to win, possibly. Might even be a sneaky chance to take it up.
Well, it's a Taylor-Brown combination. They've known to do it before.
Yeah, and it has shown toughness in the past.
I think it'll be...
Unlike the son of that stable.
Richie Bell's text in. He said, I'm currently fiddling with my knob from the 12:06 a.m. dial to Radio 810 National. So there you go.
He's gone to listen to Rusty Collette because he's been booted out of this studio.
He's picked up another shift elsewhere.
He's a microphone for hire.
God, he's good. He's picked up another shift in the space of 10 minutes.
He's on somewhere with Gostradamus, doing their best.
Yeah, really interesting race. The 2 lead-up races, very interesting races to dissect and decide which form is the right one to be following, Brad. You look at the Aquinnita, very slowly run race, 14.5 lengths below to the 1,000, and became a real dash home in a race which, looking at it from a depth perspective, you go through the field. Arcadia Park was the winner of that race, a previous graduation winner as well. Our Paladin Owl, Class 3 winner, Elite Missile, dual 3-year-old handicap winner, Redback Flyer, won in graduation company as well. And even Bondi Bay, who was beaten a long way, placed in graduation company and a 3-year-old plate winner, along with Patron Express. It was a pretty good field from a depth perspective, the boys. And then in the Oaks, they didn't go as slowly, but they still didn't set any records. And it was a field that included 4 maidens and 7 Class 1 gallopers. So, yes, it was an impressive win, what Fancy Red was able to do, but she was just so far superior to her opposition on that occasion, and I thought Pike simply outrode them. I thought he gave her an absolute 10 out of 10 the way that race unfolded. It's just going to be an interesting discussion point into, I guess, how you attack this race. Arcadia Park on his breeding, Marty, and you're the breeding man, should lap up the 2,200 metres. He was a little bit wayward late, but gee, I thought he was strong late and through the line, despite the fact that our Paladin Owl was really flashing at him late in the piece, and Fancy Red couldn't have done much more. But yet, I guess you asked the question at the price, what did she run past? There would have been many in that field that didn't see out the 2,000 or handle the conditions, which could have potentially exacerbated the strength of the performance. Going to be a fascinating battle, but from a tipping perspective, I am siding up at the current prices with Arcadia Park at the value, Brad, although not a race that I plan on betting in, and Lano certainly adds an element of interest as well if Tash can get him to the front and get him rolling, because he is one tough mutter. Lano?
Yeah, it's definitely worth consideration at the each-way price there, the big each-way price. I had Arcadia Park favourite as well. Need him to touch $3 for me to get involved. This wasn't a race I was too keen.
No.
I priced it down to sort of 90%, and we'll have a look. And yeah, and I think as bookies will be looking to take on Fancy Red a little bit, but got to respect the horse that's flying. Just putting them together in a line, and has been very well supported, so it has to be respected.
Assume she'll be a very popular leg of some multis on the return to Belmont Park as well, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mauler's text in. Why haven't you read out my tips after I tipped 4 winners last week? He's shameless, isn't he? But he did tip Timeless Gem, Linden's Gold, Terra Teeth and Wyndon Lion. So he did tip 4 winners.
He can replace me.
And his tips, get your pens out, ready to go here, punters. Race 1, King of Light.
Stop the presses.
2 is number 10, Supernatural. He's gone for a bit of value. Race 3, number 5, Yorga Pride. Race 4, 6, Fancy Red.
Wow.
Race 5, number 2, Famous Dane. Race 6, number 9, Want a Winner. Race 7, do you
want to just check that, the last one? You sure? Race 6 is with...
hang on.
We might just want to double check that with the mauler.
Yeah, it is. Want a Winner.
That's a bit out of his usual.
Race 7, number 4, Soldanel is with you.
Oh, there you go.
And race 8, number 5 is with Santa Nova at $7.50. What's happened to McGinnity's? Choked down. Be a tongue-tie job. Let's go to race number 4. You right, mate? You okay?
I must have ingested something that disagreed with my throat.
It is quite difficult at times in here, Mart, without the old dump button or the cough button.
Yeah. You okay? You want to go again?
I could go some aqua, but that's okay. We'll work on that.
All right. Next ad break.
Thanks for your concern.
There's a fridge full of it out the back. The Key Clean Handicap, first leg of the Dianella Hotel Quaddie. And 1 Kisses from Cali is 21. 2 Famous Dane, 370. 3 So War is 21. 4 Stylish Lord is 6 from 750. 5 Great Fortune, 7 into 6. 6 I Dream to Dream, 51. 7 Arcadia Night, 420. 8 Cherry Can Run, 15. 9 Alaskan, 16. 10 Odinaka, 23. 12 Bellini Misses, 20. And 13 More Than Enough, 17 into 11.
Our local Sharpie Keen Arcadia Night, 600 wins there at the 440. Local Sharpie also Keen Great Fortune, 400 there at the $7. Famous Dane getting some good support, 300 there at the $4. More Than Enough. ESP money each way there at the big price in. 17 into 11. Good each way go there, More Than Enough. And Stylish Lord place heavy. ESP's keen this, including a bet of 500 places there at the 230.
There's a bit of speed here, isn't it? Great Fortune from barrier 2 will kick up, and Famous Dame from 1 want to go forward. Who else we got? Stylish Lord from 6. More Than Enough from 5.
Thought Great Fortune would lead this pretty comfortably.
The grey just freewheeling.
Correct.
He's a grey, isn't he?
He is.
He is, yeah.
He is. Did we round out all the betting action? All done? Happy to back a couple here. First leg of the Quaddie, Marty, for the Dianella TAB. Great Fortune for mine was a complete pen job on return at Bunbury in some pretty heavy conditions. Was wide throughout on a hot speed after being vetted pre-race as well due to a float mishap on the way down. So you can certainly be forgiving of his first up performance. I think his best form would win this for mine, but you do have to question, given his record, how far off his best he is on these rain-affected surfaces. But I do love the setup for him at the current price. Should be able to lead this on his ear back to Belmont Park, back onto a drying surface. The each way odds available are going to get me for a bet with Great Fortune in race 5 on the program. And I'm going to have something small on Cherry Can Run as well, Marty. Since her first up win, you go through her form. She's been beaten 1 length Objectifying a 66 plus. Correct. 2 lengths Stracana from barrier 14 of 14, charging home late on that occasion. Last start drew 13 of 16, got back and was only beaten 2 lengths by Supernatural at the finish, was clearly the best closer of the race outside that filly, and if she was to win a bit earlier in the day, that would only make that form look a little bit stronger. She's racing for mine like she's screaming out for 1,600 metres. She gets that for the first time this campaign. You know she's going to handle all surfaces. And while she's a mare that does need luck with her racing pattern and with where she's drawn, at the price available, she's an easy speculative play for me, Marty. She's going absolutely super at the moment.
Yeah, tipped the last start. I'll be following the money again there, and I might save on Arcadia Night. Things didn't work out last start, I thought.
Yep, lovely. No real opinion here. At the current prices, could possibly entertain Great Fortune. I'm worried that this track might be a touch wetter than I initially thought it might be just after seeing the updates. So if it is improving rapidly, I can definitely get involved. Great Fortune.
So if you missed Brock Nealing earlier, he was hoping it could get back to a 6 with 2 drying days, but it's holding its water with the cold conditions. It's holding the overnight dew will keep it quite wet, so it might be more a 7-ish. Might get to a 6 later in the day, do you think?
In its advantage, it's a fresh deck at least. It has.
I think if I was to make a definitive prediction, I think they'll get to a 6 come race 1.
There you go. Race 6 is the Lawn Pride Australia handicap of the 1,200 metres. Time to go at 4 o'clock. We'll do this.
This is text we got to get to.
We need some text, and we need to get the Brad Hardy too. He'll be coming up soon. What about we go the text first?
Good text has been sent in. Jared from Scarborough. He says, with SEN buying RSN and being now 50% ads, they have a big area to plug. Have they reached out for your services, Mart, or have you thrown your hat in the ring? There's a few stallion ads. You could send them to prove your worth.
Look, we're just going to see how it all plays out, I think. Jared, you're always very good.
Oh, it's very good.
Mart has one rule, never make the first call.
Just be the last man standing.
Greg L thinks a fresh Belmont track might throw up some surprise results first meeting back. So Greg L might be looking for a bit of value out there on the weekend. One of our listeners, Pete, has texted in and says, Riley, Marty called your glasses Coke bottles.
Well, I referred to a text that called them Coke bottles, and I agreed. I said they're a bit Coke bottle-ish.
You'll like this one, Mart, as well, actually. Hey, Marty, what year were you in Broome for the Cup and you did a show from the racecourse with Georgie Grilicic? I've found some super old video cassettes and I remember filming a bit of the show. We'll send you the footage when I find it.
It was with Watsy. I think it was with Watsy. I wasn't up there with George.
Well, whatever show it was, there is perhaps some old video cassette footage of that said show. Send that through, Russell, when you get it. That'd certainly make for some interesting viewing, I reckon. How long ago would that have been?
Oh, I reckon about 2003, 4, somewhere like that.
Wow.
It's a good shit. We were there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Don't reckon you would have given that a fair nudge.
You leave here in Perth and it's like this, freezing cold. You get up there, it's 28, 29. We stayed at a pub, I forget what it was, but Russell Roberts, who was still alive at the time, owned it. And him and Watsy reminiscing about we were in the Pure Steel room. And they were drinking 7-ounce glasses of beer, I'd say at about 15 to 16 an hour pace. I'm just going to go for a little walk somewhere and disappeared. After about 2 hours, by gee, they were setting a good bat.
Wow. Well, the text line is now starting to light up. We've woken up some of our listeners late in the piece. And Duppy says, there is absolutely nothing worse than hearing the mauler tip one of yours.
Has Duppy received the carton yet? We need to find this out.
I'm going to have to proof check the rest of this text message, but
yeah, you've got to be careful with it.
We'll skip the middle bit.
Yeah.
He says he had a good trip to Sri Lanka with Jared from Scarborough. He's still not happy about the voucher saga, and he wants some Mart's Maps merch, and he'll return the favour. If you give him some merch, he'll give you some firewood.
You got to do better than that.
Gee, you're a hard man to please.
Look, we'll take a break, and Brad Hardy's coming up next. Z is 34. This is race 6. Russian Sniper 31, Influencing 34, Calvinator 16, Sentimental Bell 14, Hostile Talk 26, Celebrity Prince at 20, Profit Pocket 15, Want a Winner 554.60, Objectify 14, Horcrux 16 into 8, Under Influence 71, Eccentric Nature, $383, and Regal Statue around the $750 mark.
One of the better goes of the day, Eccentric Nature, Mart. Local Sharpies keen. We've got 800 at the 380, 800 at the 360, 800 at the 360, 1,000 at the 310, and another 1,000 at the 310. Want a winner, getting plenty of ESP money each way. 500 wins at the $5, 600 places at the 2.15. Horcrux each way, 300 each way, and ESP money there too. A couple out wide getting support, Profit Pocket, Hostile Talk, Russian Sniper and Sentimental Bell. But the big market movers, as you've alluded to, Mart, Horcrux, who's a half your price job, and Eccentric Nature, who's probably one of the better goes of the day.
I think Kelvinator from out wide has to cut across, probably takes Bayzid with him.
Yeah.
Coming across.
If it jumps, Bayzid can be hit and miss.
Yeah, it can be hit and miss. I was on this program a couple of weeks ago and was lambasted about not having it leading and after 100 metres.
You knew your fate then.
Horcrux.
Well mapped, Smart. That's why you do the platinum, mate.
Horcrux from 2. I think will be kicking up as well, but I think the speed out wide comes across.
There's plenty of speed in this race. And again, no obvious breeze horse and a number of horses from out wide who will really look to push forward and hold positions here, Marty. So certainly going to be some pressure in this event. I do like the setup for Eccentric Nature. He does tick a few boxes for mine. Thought it was a very nice recent trial on a soft 7 track to tune up for this. He was a barnstorming first up winner last campaign. We know how luckless he was in his second up run in Saturday Company at Ascot. That was a big talking point in the week following, and then was able to win at 1,500 metres at his next run. I don't think that suited him completely. I've convinced myself off his best runs in his career to date that he's a horse best suited over the sprinting trips with the turn of foot that he's got, and he still was able to get the job done on raw ability, defeating the subsequent Mel Vista Stakes winner in Sale Session. So the form out of that race has held up as well. There looks to be a stack of pressure engaged here on paper. I'm hoping that Willie can just camp off the speed and let things unfold before picking his run through with this horse. And I think a big track like Belmont should really suit him. There's a small, I guess, part of me that suggests I'm not exactly sure what level this horse can get to yet in terms of where he is going to be best suited. But off what we have seen in that recent trial, I do think he's going to be measuring up. I was happy to bet at anything north of $3, and at the time of podcasting, that's what we are getting. So Eccentric Nature on top for me. I think it looks a really nice horse, a nice race for a horse that goes super fresh.
He'd want to, in my opinion, he'd want to have improved to be taking care of these.
Agree.
Those form lines are okay. They're certainly probably not a patch on this race in regards to what's on offer, but it does look a nice setup. Was a lovely trial, and certainly not putting it past Grant and Alana to get this horse to improve with a prep under the belt with them, that's for sure. I'm going to have a quaddie and go wide in this race. Horses getting out to backable prices like Regal Statue for mine.
Back to 1,200?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. A horse like Celebrity Prince, who I think can run a sneaky race, might need a little bit of luck. Horses like Sentimental Bell and even Hostile Talk, I think, when the right conditions, can run races here. So I'm really interested in just having a wide quaddie and hoping we can get Eccentric Nature beaten and Want a Winner beaten, who I think maybe needs a dry deck roll. That's my take on that horse.
I agree with that.
I might be very wrong there.
Well, we poo-pooed it last start, dropping back in trip and staying on the damn track. So goes back up to 1,200. But I think you need to pop in Objectify. Don't sack it on one bad run.
Well, if you like Regal Statue, you'd have to be making a strong case for Objectify.
Yeah.
Particularly at those odds.
Correct.
As well.
There's two of it.
Yeah, there is. I do think she gets back to her pet track and distance 2 from 2.
That's why you got to put it in. There's
1,200 metres. I do think she's a winning chance as well. And I agree with the comments you make there, Brad. I think he's going to have to have improved. But I think off that recent trial, he has, and he gets a really nice setup. So there is part of me that thinks, he may not be good enough to win this race, but I'm hoping he is for my sake, because I do think he looks a nice type who can certainly out-sprint these fresh. Horcrux, can understand the money there. Was only beaten 0.19 of a length by Want a Winner at 1,200 metres first up, and gets a couple of kilos on him for that very minimal beaten margin. And I think this race sets up better for him than it does for Want a Winner. as well, and neither of them was suited back to the 1,000 last start, so I can see why there has been money for Horcrux as well. But Eccentric Nature, the one for me, Marty.
Okay, on to race number 7, the Glenroy Chaff handicap over the 1,300 metres, and this is the third leg of the Dianella TAB Quaddie. And one Massa Mune is 440 to 442. Californication, Specting to 31. 3 Idyllic Ruler, 26. 4 Soldanel, 515 to 425. Thermosphere Ladders, 15. 6 True Apostle, 7. 7 Harbin, 34. 8 Manhattan Strippers, 12 into 10. 9 Jelly Can Run, 23 to 16. 10 Antique Queen, 11 to 950. 11 Amjad's, 19. 12 Tea Biscuit, $20. 13 Blue Carter, 71. And 14 Carnup Queen is $9.
Great betting race here, good gentlemen. Race. Local pros keen Soldanel, including a $500 win bet on the drift there. Tea Biscuit, each way support there locally. Some sharp money Manhattan Strip as well, including a bet there of $300 at the $10. Massamune has been chipped away nationally. Yeah, good little betting race.
Mark, how are those maps?
Well, a little bit of Tea Biscuit action from 3. Amjad, also Thermosphere Lad from 1. There was just one I wanted to ask your opinion of. Idyllic Ruler, back to 13 from the mile. Still kicking up?
I thought so, but maybe not with a great deal of intent.
Got any others there that the AI has missed?
Not really, Marty. I thought Tea Biscuit would find the front here. I thought Holly would be able to get across Thermosphere Lad early, but I could also see a scenario where Chanel, if he begins cleanly, kicks up and holds the top and they pair off in front. Looks to be enough pressure. Amjad will come across as well. So there is enough speed, and True Apostle likely looks for a spot too from the wide gate. So there is enough pressure here. I would suggest, gentlemen, they'll get along at a good gallop. I am very keen on Soldanel here.
With the mauler.
Very keen. I think if there was ever a horse crying out for a William Pike booking, that this is the mare for it. If you have been following her through her career here in WA, she certainly isn't the most reliable of mares, but gee, when she saved up for a run, hands and heels, fresh particularly, she's just got a wicked turn of acceleration. I thought her recent trial under Damien Boutet was terrific. She was luckless first up last campaign off 140 days behind No Brainer in a 60-plus 1,300-metre event. She gets here off the 166 days, so a pretty similar spacing for her first up run. She's got that very impressive trial under the belt. The manner of the trial was, she just seems to be very well and has come back clearly the same horse, if not something better. And she gets Willie Pike on board in a race that looks to have some strong top-end speed engaged, which I'm not thinking is going to be overly strong at the back end of the race. So I do love the setup for her. She has been hard to follow at times over her career here in WA, but that jockey booking alone was always going to perk up my interest, Bradley.
Yeah, we were looking nicely at avoiding early, but market mechanisms dragged Soldanel's price right out. So, yeah, very hard to beat, and I'm very scared. Mare with 59 obviously doesn't make it easy. Massamune I'm also scared of. I'm going to follow the drift and believe what I saw last week with Carnup Queen.
Very good run.
Out to double figures now around the traps will get me each way. Probably should have won that race, Rolls.
Very unlucky, Brad. Did think in the run home she got to the right part of the track. But, yes, incredibly good run. And always, I'm sure you're happy to follow the 3-year-old form, quick back up into a graduation, especially when they get in on the minimum as well.
Yeah, a bit to like there. Obviously might not be an easy watch from the gate, but happy to believe what I saw last week.
And the biggest gear change. Donga first time. Donga first time.
Scared of a few in this race. True Apostle is a very nice horse.
Month between runs.
probably didn't appreciate the track last start and got a nice squeeze. There's a bit to go on within this race, but they're happy to go each way. Can't up Queen down the bottom there.
Okay, let's round it out with that final leg of the Dianella TAB Quaddie. Make sure you get your Quaddie tips in to win $100. There's 2 of them. There was a jackpot last week. No one could get it. Didn't look that hard. What was Wesley John Cameron doing? He normally scooped that one in about 5 picks.
Very busy on X at the moment.
Is he? Is he back on there, is he? He's listening in today. The Drummond Golf Handicap over the 1,300 metres. This is due to go at 7 past 5. Simply Thinking 7 into 5. Changing Guard 51. Playing Games is 13. Estimator is 23. Sathanova 750. Red Tory's 14. 7 Warrelly Lass is 41. Frappuccino's 21. Spectacular Park is 14. 10 Little Capri is 20. 11 Antique Star is 7. 12 is Cobb & Co is 21. 13 Surf Patrol, 6 into 480. 14 My Jimmy is 12 into 8. And 15 Run for Rob is 126.
Tell you what, there's a few listeners on this text line this afternoon not happy that the Maulers piled into Santanova in the last. I feel like the whole ownership group's listening. They are just flying in.
Well, you might be getting him when he's
hot. He's warm.
Yeah.
He's warm.
No.
100%. There are a few texts to get through on this text line,
Yep.
so we will.
That's
get
for
to
Retrovision and the Mundaring Hotel.
Yeah,
the Butch.
Petter from Morley says another day down. He's still very upset. He's crying at the moment because he might still be drunk, but he still misses Timmy Walker. So
I don't think he's gone yet, has he?
He's still got another week, so they can just hold your horses, Petter. You'll be fine. Another 7 days, guys. That pub owned by Russell was the Tropicana.
That's it, Tropicana.
That's Doormat from Doubleview.
Yeah, well done, Doormat.
Nickname. Blackie from Boulder.
Yes.
Texting his quaddie as well.
In Capitals?
Good to have you. Yes. Good
He's
to
a
have
Capitals
you.
man, Blackie. I like that.
Good to have you with us, Blackie. The Karrinyup Spy has sent in their quaddie this afternoon, so I'd be...
Big shopping centre now, Karrinyup.
Zachy from Burswood sent in, afternoon, guys. Absolute disgrace hearing all the carry-on about the size and magnitude of Patrick Voss's chest. It's nothing compared to the man who supplies us with maps. And hopefully the media realise that soon enough. He's going again in Surf Patrol in the last. Quick backup, form line, super strong, and maps a treat. So it's a good entry from Zachy.
Yep. And
contender.
There's another one there. That's not Zach from... They can trick you, but when they've got to put their name down on the voucher, that's when you find out, hang on, you've already won one, champ.
Oh, so there's a few changing of details and names.
That's why Duppy has no fixed address.
Yeah.
There was one that come through about what's happening with the Friday luncheon at the Monday. It is still on. We've just got to nail down a date. But it'll be a Friday.
It might be the 32nd of February next year, but we will get a date.
Rick from Bindoon says 15 pints an hour. I spill more than that.
We're only talking glasses too, Rick. Who's that?
Rick from
Bindoon.
Good to have you with us, Rick.
Yeah.
Hopefully enjoying a couple of quieties before the footy kicks off.
Exactly. Let's get this Drummond Golf Handicap sorted. What are we doing here with a map?
What are we doing here with bets, first of all, Mark?
Sorry.
Playing games, 250 each way at the $12. Surf Patrol, ESP at 500 at the 550. My Jimmy, some good snipping there at the $9 and $8.50 each way. I get that. Simply Thinking ESP money at the $7, hence the Meerkat. Yeah, that'll do.
Mark.
You're a ripper. Estimator, I thought, from Barrier 5 was coming out fast, and so from Barrier 1 you'd think Frappuccino would want to go forward as well. Have you heard anything to...
Knows one way, that horse.
Yeah. I think these two take care of the business up front, don't they?
Santanova, nice and handy, Stalk. In a mark-type position.
Yeah.
I think that's where the Mauler had it mapped as well.
He's a big map man. He uses mine.
Platinum.
Just want to check he's feeling all right. Tipping one at the $7.50.
No, at the Civic tonight is, you know when you catch the Joker or something?
Jag the Joker.
Jag the Joker, yeah, he's there tonight.
Careful.
They have a nice team there trying to jag the Joker. It's worth a bit, 3.5, I think.
Wow.
Get to the Civic.
It's up. Yeah, tricky race to...
Is that another one on the payroll, Mark?
Not yet.
Not
No,
yet.
you can't get them.
Tricky race to finish. Thought Surf Patrol was an easy horse to have favourite. Finished in the money at each of his last 5 starts. The form, as Zach mentioned in his text, reads up pretty well as well. Twice behind Lucky I Am. Ran 3rd behind Fancy Red. 2nd behind Simply Thinking. Was pretty unlucky there too and should have beaten her home, I think, and gets 4 kilos in his favour here on that galloper and backs up off last weekend's run when a nice effort into 3rd behind Timeless Gem and Strapping Profit. Just looks the right setup for this horse to really get an opportunity to win one now. Drawn beautifully, midfield cover run. But in saying that, he has had a few chances now and has become a little bit costly for followers this preparation. So if you have been with him, I certainly couldn't talk you out of being with him again on the weekend. Playing games, I thought, was a very nice return. Another horse that hasn't been the easiest to catch over the course of her career. Love the way she got to the line once she got clear behind Timeless Gem. And while you lose Pike, which is obviously a negative, Timeless Gem has won again since. The second horse through that race, Little Silver, won his next outing as well. So the form looks really good on paper. Drawn for a good run from Barrier 4. Should improve for having that first up run under the belt. I thought at the $13 she looked a bit of overs from an each-way basis. So blast out, Marty. Mm-hmm. So each way for me, playing games, I think looks a nice enough bet in the last. Don't have to have much on at those odds. Couple more horses I'll make mention of. Antique Star, luckless last weekend, was held up the entire and looked to be bolting. Can certainly understand why they have backed up a week later. Does get a long way back in her races, which could be perhaps against her here. She does look progressive and may have come back a much better horse this time in. And CJP back on a positive as well. And one more I will mention, My Jimmy, horse I've always had plenty of time for. Some of his runs early in his career as a 3-year-old were just monstrous efforts. And while he's been off the boiler for a little while now, I loved his recent trial and think if big DB, Dylan Bairstow, can get him back to something near his best, he could certainly give this a shake down on the minimum with that ultimate gear change as well, Brad. With Donga first time.
Actually would have liked to hear DB calling that trial. I reckon
Might
have got a bit up and about watching that trial because, to be fair, I got a bit excited watching that trial. So I'll be having something on My Jimmy each way. The main bet will be Antique Star, who I agree with you completely, Riley. I think it's come back a better horse. I think the data, etc., means that the market might have missed it a little bit, but we saw enough in that. I saw enough in that first up run to think that maybe it might be a tricky map. We'll find out. There might be spots midfield. There might be a 3-wide line, etc. The one I will back late. By that stage of the day, I won't be able to help myself. I will be following Shorty in with Santanova because she's probably the map horse.
How many cans in by then?
By then,
is the map horse.
For me, 4.5.
Okay.
And 4 gets me. And that's if they're those mini ones, those Coke mini size cans. So, and that's if they're mid-strength.
You're saying
that is how much.
You're not going to be with Rickett Bindoon at any time soon.
No, I'm not in that class.
I tell you what, we've got a late nom for texture of the afternoon.
Here we go.
And it's not. It confused me at first because I didn't read the text close enough. I thought it was from Greg L, but it's actually from Greg F. Right. This is Greg F from Bunbury. He says, "Good afternoon, champions. I assume the Mauler's best bet today was Pike at the $1.06 in the Jockey Challenge into his Railway Stakes horse from last year, Lost City. Unfortunately, Lost City was unplaced in a 54 plus. I doubt it'll be making it to the Railway. Keep tipping the faves, Mauler."
I think he was a bit unlucky with Lost City, wasn't he? No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. You can't give him that.
What about when we told Grant that he thought he was on railway stakes horse? Grant Wears went, what?
Do I train that?
All right, let's get our best. That's our winner.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's our winner. That's a beauty.
That is Greg F.
Can you grab his details?
Yes, I will.
Yep.
Greg F's the winner.
I did like the one about your chest, Mark.
That's all right.
But I am biased. Race 7, Carn-Up Queen, $10 each way. Race 8. Gee, why am I doing this? Antique Star, $8, race 8.
3 best bets for me on the program, Marty. Race 2, Supernatural. Race 6, Eccentric Nature. And race 7, Soldanel. Very keen there. Race 5, little 2-bet play for me as well. I will be backing Great Fortune and also having something on Cherry Can Run at the big odds as well.
Beautifully done. Cherry Can Run. There we have it. They're in the book, you little beauty. Now, you've been very, very good today, McGinnity.
Yeah, thanks.
We hope you enjoyed another stimulating episode of Straight Up. All betting markets supplied by Tab Touch. All care, no responsibility went into the production of today's podcast.